This is a satellite image of the Beirut port in Lebanon, captured on July 31, 2020. But just 4 days later, something happened here that left the port in ruins. The hangars were reduced to rubble, and in their place appeared a massive crater, 135 meters wide, nearly the length of 2 Boeing 747 airplanes. What exactly happened here that gave birth to the largest non-nuclear explosion in the world? Welcome back once again to Poral TV Videos. Viewers, on the 4th of August 2020, a video clip went viral. In it, a bride named Isra Sablani was standing in Beirut's Safi Square for her wedding photo shoot when suddenly, a powerful shockwave forced everyone to run for their lives. Exactly 23 minutes earlier, at 5:45 p.m., some welders were repairing a hole in the wall of a hangar at Beirut Port. Sparks from their work caused a fire to ignite inside the warehouse. This was Hangar 12, located right along the sea. 10 minutes later, at 5:55 p.m., a team of 9 firefighters and 1 paramedic arrived at the site. After inspecting the fire, they reported on the radio that something didn't feel right. The flames were growing out of control, and strange noises were coming from inside. Just 12 minutes after they arrived, at 6:07 p.m., a powerful blast shook the port. Videos of this first explosion show white smoke rising and flashes of fireworks. As the hangar contained a consignment of fireworks that had ignited, experts said the strength of this first blast was equal to 1,500 kilograms of TNT. But before people could even process what had happened, just 30 seconds later, a second, far deadlier explosion ripped through Beirut. This blast was captured on countless cameras because after the first explosion, many people had begun filming. A massive fireball rose into the sky, followed by a shockwave moving faster than the speed of sound. A white dome appeared, engulfing much of the city. This dome was water vapor condensed instantly by the shockwave. Seconds later, a giant red cloud rose into the air, clear evidence of ammonium nitrate burning. The force of the explosion was so immense that even 200 kilometers away, on the island of Cyprus, people rushed outdoors in fear. The shockwave shattered glass at Beirut's airport terminal, 8 kilometers away, and ripped steel bars out of buildings nearby. The U.S. Geological Survey recorded tremors equal to a 3.3 magnitude earthquake. Scientists at Sheffield University estimated the blast's strength to be equivalent to 1.5 million kilograms of TNT, 1,000 times more powerful than the first explosion, and about 10% of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Hangars near the blast site were completely erased, ships at the port were heavily damaged, and a 390-foot-long luxury Orient Queen cruise ship was thrown into the air before crashing upside down into the sea. The explosion left behind a crater 135 meters wide, instantly filled with seawater. The Beirut blast is considered the largest non-nuclear explosion in history. Its force was so powerful it even disturbed the ionosphere, the upper layer of Earth's atmosphere near space, causing temporary disruptions in GPS and radio signals. For Beirut, it felt like the Day of Judgment. Entire streets were destroyed. In northern Beirut, buildings collapsed completely. Trees were uprooted, cars overturned, and twisted steel girders littered the ground. The city's electricity grid was knocked out, severely hampering rescue operations. Military bulldozers cleared roads to allow ambulances and emergency workers to pass. The blast killed 218 people, injured more than 7,000 others, and instantly left 12% of Beirut's population homeless. Hospitals and medical centers, already damaged in the blast, struggled to treat the flood of injured. Many were forced to treat patients in parking lots and on sidewalks. St. George Hospital, just a few meters from the port, was completely destroyed, yet doctors continued treating patients outside on broken pavements. Still, thousands of injured had to be sent away, because even the sidewalks overflowed. In the chaos, Beirutis, whose homes were spared, took in strangers whose homes were destroyed. Fires burned for 7 hours after the blast, and thick black smoke covered the sky well into the next day. The smell of sulfur and burning rubber lingered for days. Soon after, protests erupted across Lebanon. Citizens took to the streets demanding answers from the government. How could such a catastrophe happen? And who was truly responsible? Reports revealed that Hangar 12 was being used to store oil cans, kerosene, hydrochloric acid, and nearly 15 tons of fireworks, an accident waiting to happen. The warehouse had faulty wiring, no smoke alarm, and no sprinkler system, but there was something far more dangerous stored there. 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, left in plastic bags without proper safety measures for 7 years. This chemical is commonly used as fertilizer in agriculture and as an explosive in mining. It has also been used in terrorist attacks. Protesters had one question: why was so much ammonium nitrate stored so close to where thousands of people lived? And who allowed it to remain there? The story goes back to 2013, when a Russian-owned ship named Rosas was traveling from Georgia to Mozambique. After over a month at sea, it docked in Beirut due to technical issues. On board was 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, but the ship never left Beirut again. The captain later revealed that the ship's owner was in financial trouble. He had planned to take on extra cargo from Lebanon, but when the crew refused to transport it because the ship was already overloaded, the owner simply abandoned the vessel. He stopped paying salaries and never paid the port fees. As a result, Lebanese authorities detained the ship for unpaid charges, and the crew was trapped on board for 11 months, as they had no visas to enter Lebanon. Finally, in 2014, the crew was released, but the ship was seized, and its deadly cargo was transferred to Hangar 12, where it remained until the tragic day in 2020. Over the next 6 years, port authorities repeatedly warned the government about the dangers. Emails dating back to 2014 from customs officials described the ammonium nitrate as extremely hazardous. One email demanded the cargo be re-exported immediately, as the hangar conditions were unsafe. Another letter suggested selling the chemicals to a Lebanese explosives company just to get rid of them. The last warning email was sent in 2019, again highlighting the growing risks, especially after a hole appeared in the warehouse wall. It is believed that during repair work on this hole, sparks ignited the fire that led to the explosions. Today, in 2025, 5 years have passed since the disaster, yet the real culprits have not been punished. Political interference, ministerial immunity, and judicial conflicts have stalled investigations repeatedly. Judge Fadi Sawan was removed when he charged high-ranking ministers. Judge Tarek Bitter revived the case, but Hezbollah and ML groups opposed him and filed legal blocks. From 2022 to 2024, the investigation was completely frozen. Only in January 2025, after Nawaf Salam became prime minister and amid the Israel-Hezbollah conflict, was the case reopened. In May 2025, reports confirmed that Judge Tarek Bitter would issue his final verdict on August 4, 2025, the 5th anniversary of the blast. Even today, scars of the explosion remain across Beirut. At the blast site now stands an 8-foot statue, made from shattered glass, twisted steel, and debris of destroyed homes. The statue is shaped like a woman raising a sword, in memory of the 218 lives lost that day. At her feet lies a clock, its hands frozen forever, at 6:08 p.m., the moment the explosion tore through the city. We hope you liked this poor old TV video. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you for your kind comments, and see you in the next amazing video.